I have a long list of things I like to talk about. Kind of goes on forever. But today I'm just going to pick one that I think is helpful, I think it's relevant, and really it's like the main reason I'm here, and hopefully the main reason that you're here is that you want to know more about whether it's psychology, sales, a growth mindset, understanding people, making money, because it all falls into the same bracket of sales. I feel like sales for a long time has been seen as not a subpar skill, but like you go back into the days of like heavy door-to-door, timeshare, and sort of a lot of things. Sales has probably got like the most amount of scams in it forever. And I'm sure that the skill has been going on since basically as soon as people started to trade goods and items with each other, there's an element of sales in that. Getting a better deal versus getting a bad deal. Having an equal trade, but some people are going to get better trades than others. So sales is like a lifelong skill, and it's been around, like I said, for ever. So for me, I feel like rewriting the narrative of sales is a huge one, because when I started in sales, it was like seen as like people were afraid of it, to be honest. Like I used to dine out on telling people that I was in sales, especially like timeshare sales, because it's just not what everyone's going to do. And I was fortunate enough to enjoy that feeling. I like it when people are fearful and scared and like, oh, I could never do that, because it's like maybe it feeds my ego. Probably that's what it is. But for me, it's always been like a huge driver is just to do things that most people don't do. And this is why my marketing is as it is because when everyone zigs, I like to zag. But now sales has become, it's actually helpful that like Jeremy Miner, Bill Walsh, the whole NEPQ thing, remote closing has become more of a thing, because it was always legitimate, but it's legitimized it so much. It's made it sexier, it's made it more fun, more accessible. Like, there's more money to be made. When I was in sales, like the common problems would be that businesses would still value salespeople. They were still like the lifeblood of the business, but they just changed shit up. They changed commissions, they changed ideas, they just changed too much. And for a salesperson, you don't need that. You need stability in what you're selling and what you're receiving, because you need to be regulated in order to sell. If a lot of shit is changing, it's going to cause you like this dysregulated feeling, and from that moment you're not going to be able to sell as well. So having like the whole remote closing industry starting to boom over the last few years has been key. And for me, I think my role is just to educate people on like how lucrative it can be, how much time freedom it gives you, how much location freedom it gives you. Because if you're good, and this will lead on to another point, if you're good, you can make decent money very quickly. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's really not that hard to find a role. The hardest thing about finding a role is just making sure the lead flow is good, the lead quality is good, the company you work for are honest people, and you can sell the product with integrity. But once you've done that, and I would always say to everyone is get on a few offers, especially if you're new, get on a few offers and just test the water. If it's a shit offer, just take some calls, get some real world experience. Role players are great, but real world experience is like OP'd. So for me, don't sweat the perfect role straight away. We can get the perfect role once your skills become so good that you can then demand any role that you want. And then for me, it's like, again, I want people to get on these roles, because as soon as they realize that sales is harder than just reading the script, then they get the real work started. Because for me, I know that like even when I'm rewriting scripts, a lot of my script is like NEPQ obviously, but it changes a lot. It's heavily into like identity, belief systems, a little bit spiritual, a ton of metaphors, analogies, a ton of reframes. Like I will push back on someone for 10 minutes if I have to on one question. And this is how I've changed the script. And if you want it, you can let me know and I'll put it here. I like to give little resources out for free, but at the bottom of each section, so you start with intro, framing the call, discovery, and as you go through there's all your different parts, which I live and die by. I love how that takes the customer on, or the prospect on a roller coaster journey, but you need to layer that in with your own emotional intelligence and emotional skill set and psychology based sort of speech to make sure that that roller coaster is yours and you're running it. But what I've done on this new script is I've added in a bit at the bottom is this is what you need from this section before you move on. Because a lot of people make it like a box ticking exercise, and for me it's just not. If you make it a box ticking exercise, they'll just leave, get the information and fuck off. Whereas I've put in, you need to get this from this area. So if you look on it and you haven't got the answer to that question, then you need to make sure you get it, because these are all doors. Every part of the process is a door. If you don't close the door fully, that's the reason that they're not going to buy. If you leave it ajar, you don't lock the door, you're leaving yourself up for easy failure. So for me, sales is like more than just talking to people, more than just building relationships, more than just taking people's money, more than selling products. It's a whole mindset, it's a whole lifestyle, it's a whole different kettle of fish. What separates good between average is natural talent, like personal skills, getting on with like different people, being like, let's call it worldly or well traveled always helps, because you've met a lot of different people from different countries, different roles, you understand different businesses. I was fortunate that I've went in so many different businesses that I know how most businesses will work and operate at a macro level. Let's say the key ones, you know, sales, marketing, recruitment, and obviously there's a lot of other businesses in the world, brick and mortar ones, especially digital ones, are always good to know. But the more of a broad skill set you have in terms of what you know is going to just help you, because when you meet someone, you have no idea what they've been through in their life, what they've really done. But if you can understand what they've done because you've already done it, or you understand a little bit about it, or you know someone that does it, you can just understand how they feel. And this is why I feel like sales is like the almighty skill, is because you can anticipate people's thoughts, people's feelings, and then you can reframe them. Thoughts aren't real. Feelings aren't real. You can tell yourself what to think, and those thoughts become your feelings. So for me, it's all about basically identifying what you can manage, and really you can manage a lot. And if someone else is on a call, they're in a position not of weakness, but they'll be in a position where they want what you have. So you have full reign and free reign to dictate how they think, and that will affect how they feel. People won't buy from a place of fear. So if they're in a place of fear, that's a feeling. That means they're thinking fearful thoughts, and that means you haven't made them think more abundantly. You haven't made them think to feel think in a secure fashion. Because if they think abundantly and they think in a secure fashion, they're going to feel secure. They're going to feel abundant, and then they'll make a move, and then they'll move forward. Then they'll buy what you have. And for me, it's like it's been a journey that I've been on for a long time. But most recently, like really understanding, I'm more consciously competent about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how I'm educating myself to get better results. And for me, that's the clincher, is me constantly learning, not to stay ahead of everyone, but to make sure that what I'm teaching is on the money, basically. And the quicker, I don't want people to wait for 7 years to get to where I am. I want them to do it in 1 or less. For example, one of my mentors, Alfie, we've been speaking and we were talking about like creative direction and content, and I was like, content's a bit of an endless game, and I enjoy it, but it is an endless game, especially when you want to start hitting volume. So I have the fortunate side of like picking his brain when he's a couple years into the game and I'm still fairly new, and I'm like, next couple moves, what are they? And he's like, this and this. So I just get them done. I need a content team, done. Creative director, done. Editors, done. Like, so for me, instead of like battling it out as Alfie would have, unless he had mentors before, which I'm sure he did, but for me it's like a real easy way to unlock knowledge that I didn't have just by paying for it. So now I essentially, arguably, live the life exactly how I want, get paid very well, and I'm doing it in quite quick succession, just because I have people that have already done it before me. And this is why I'm going to do a video on it anyway, but I'm going to start to build other products, build other offers, and really get into like how you get to where I am ASAP. Because I like it when people are making 20k a month, 5k a month, 6k a month, 10k a month. I like it when people do that through sales. But what I want them to do is to elevate even next. Like, what's the next thing that you can do? You get good at sales? Cool. Let me help you build a personal brand that prints cash. Let me help you grow on Insta. I'm going to do the same with YouTube, obviously, but I'm not there yet in terms of numbers. But I have the knowledge, I have the team, and I have the inputs. Just the return isn't there yet. So for me, I know by the time I release that, my YouTube will be much more, it will hold a lot more weight and have more authority. So for me, all I want to do is help more people get to where I currently am. And then as long as that happens, I can continuously grow. They can grow with me. They can help other people grow. It's like, as I always say, a rising tide raises all boats. Just because I'm slightly above now doesn't mean you can't come with me and then overtake me. I had that with a mentee of mine. She's like arguably overtaken me. She has her own business. It's a physical business. It's a product, and she's going to get in like a shitload of stores. The distributor she's talking to has 900,000 stores in the US. So for me, I'm like, I'm not trying to compete with that. I've given you everything that you needed. Now you have me as a peer, and you can just run it as you want. You don't really need my advice as much more. And for me, that's like the most rewarding and fulfilling, is seeing someone like get to a point where they can spread their wings, they can leave the nest, and they can start crushing life even more. And also, it's selfishly, it's beneficial for me. I know I now have, she'll be $1 billion woman without a doubt. The industry she's in, the product she has, her mindset, people that are around her, and how long she's been in the game, she'll be $1 billion woman, no doubt. So selfishly, I've helped $1 billion woman get to where she is so far. And I'm not there for the whole journey. I don't want to be. It's not my business. It's not my goal. I just want to help people succeed and help them to fill up their cup until they can continue to fill up their own without me. But yeah, that's my primary motive. And cash ain't my primary motive. Getting people to grow, develop, become the person that they want to be with my help is my primary motive. And I think the cash follows from that. The intention is not just to rinse people out of their money. The intention is, like I said, slightly more pure. But that's how I'm feeling at the moment. All will be revealed soon. In my mind, I could wait 6-12 months until I release more start new Insta pages, start new YouTubes, but I'm like, let's just get it done now. Get the ball rolling. No time like the present. Let's crush it. Peace. Subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. Sales is the ultimate life skill. It will never hinder you. It will only make you grow, push your mindset, push your education, and put you in a position where you can start to dictate what you do, how you live, and do exactly what the want to do. So yeah, there's a free mini course in the description if you're still here. Everything you need to know about getting a 5-figure role on LinkedIn and the starts of remote sales. So have a little look. Just got to put your email and phone number in. You'll get a few emails from me, but the course is all there for free. No obligation. Just enjoy it. Be keen to hear some feedback. So let me know. Ciao, ciao. Bye.